Hey fellow artists, welcome to Cigar Box Guitars Off-Grid. I'm your host, Dr. Liza. Today, I will be featuring my Cigar Box leg fiddle. Now, those of you who are not familiar with the purpose of my leg fiddle project, please go into the video description and there you will find my Cigar Box leg fiddle playlist. You'll see my documentation of the build. You'll see me talk about the design and the acoustics of the instrument. But just to make a long story short, I designed this thing to be playable by people who aren't bowed string players, who don't have years and years of violin or cello or viola da gamba or gamba training. Man, I got this headscarf over my ears because, man, the bugs will go inside. It is a hot day up here in North Florida. Rency! Nice to see you. Thank you so much, Rency. So let me show you the features that I think will make this Cigar Box leg fiddle easier to learn than a regular violin. And I found this to be true. Not that I can produce incredible sounds with this thing yet, but I find I can do more with this than with the student violin I have inside the house. I took violin lessons for a week or two with a friend. I am a huge fan of your work. Thank you, Rency. Well, I'm a huge fan of your work, as you know, and I can't wait to see your next tutorial. I have such amazing virtuosic players here in my community, and I'm learning from you guys so much. I am so grateful to have you here and to have you here today, Rency. I did take violin lessons for a whole of 2 weeks with a friend and decided I was never going to be good at it. It was very painful to hold and to bow. It just seemed like a very unnatural way for me to make music. I didn't connect with the instrument at all, but I love music by bowed instrument, especially the viola. That is my favorite from the violin family. This guy is in the range of a viola. I'm using extra long viola strings. These are strings for a 16.5-inch instrument. I got them for pretty cheap on eBay. That's where I was able to find affordable, extra large viola strings. And they've been working great with my leg fiddle. Now here, I have raised movable copper frets. Movable so that I can play in different tunings and in different modes easily without having to search for the notes on the fretboard. Was inspired by the viola da gamba, which also had movable frets, but the frets were made with gut, with the same material that the strings were made out of. I could have gone that way, but the reason I went with copper is because I did want that extra open string sound without applying too much pressure to the strings. And I also used 12 gauge copper frets so that I can perform easy bends like on a T-bot instrument, like a Dan T-bot instrument or a Chinese pipa. I wanted to be able to do that on this instrument. This instrument I thought was finished, but I discovered that I need to add one more thing to it. I find that I want to finger notes, fretless notes, up in this register of the instrument, so I will be making this part of the fingerboard taller so I can grab these notes. So I'll have easy to find bendable notes here, and then I'll have some notes I can just slide into and play in the more traditional way in the upper register of the instrument. Okay, so again, this is my first time experimenting with gold leaf and designing things with my laser engraver. Not exactly nice and neat, but hey, my first fiddle and my first attempt at gilding. I've become much better since. Anyway, again, if you're not familiar with this project, please go into my playlist after the live, of course, and watch all of my leg fiddle videos. I take you from beginning before I even started working on the fiddle. See documentations of how I built this thing. I talk about the acoustics. I talk about fails in the build, successes in the build, and what I hope to get out of this eventually. Learning to play my leg fiddle just on its own without using any backing tracks. But you know what? After Busker's tutorial, Busker 909 tutorials about learning how to solo on a fretless cigar box guitar, I decided to take a page from his book, create a backing track so that I can fiddle over it. It's a beauty, says Renzi. Thank you, Renzi. It's rough and tumble, but that doesn't mean it isn't pretty. I agree with you, Renzi. I will never sell or give away this instrument. This is my first leg fiddle. This is staying with me forever. And she is beautiful. I do agree that she is beautiful. Even though she is not perfect at all. She is beautiful in her own way. Alrighty, so let's create the backing track. I think this fiddle is tuned close to an A. I have her tuned in a fourth. Sol, do. I'll have to double check this. I find that tuning her in a fourth makes notes much easier to find than tuning her in a fifth like a violin. So I'm going to keep her tuned in a fourth. So this is my do. Let me see if Cigar Box Guitar back here, my acid box, has the same do. Okay, wow, okay, it does. Okay, Cigar Box Guitar needs a little bit of a tuning, so let me get that done. I got my other device here, and I'll pull up Pano Tuner, which is my favorite chromatic tuner. It is free, by the way, and I have it linked in the video description box. Alright. I got a regular run-of-the-mill violin bow to work with my leg fiddle, but I am working on my own bow, folks. I can't wait to share that project with you. And so, here we go. Let's tune up my acid box here. Ooh. It's between G sharp and A. I'm gonna get it up to a legit A. Okay, now I gotta get leg fiddle tuned up to a legit A. So she's tuned to a perfect fourth. It has a sol-do relationship, so this bottom string has to be E and the top string has to be A. Love watching your lives while cooking. I am making dinner. Arepas! Oh, of course I've heard of them, Renzi. I love arepas. Are they the cheesy arepas? I love those. I love those. And if you serve them with chimichurri sauce, just don't invite me to your house when you're making arepas with chimichurri sauce. You won't have, I mean, I'll eat them all. You won't have any left for yourself. I'm gonna try to take my mind off of arepas and back to leg fiddle. Alright, so this being tuned to a fourth, this has to be E, A. Okay, both instruments are tuned AEA, or in this case, EA. Just 2 strings on this, guys. I didn't want to get too complicated with it. Alright. I see that most people that build cigar box fiddles only use 1 string on it. I really should have started that way. I made my life really hard by starting off with an instrument with 2 strings, but hey, I'm glad I did it though. Learning a lot. Okay, I'm gonna plug in my acid slider and let's record a folky backing track. Of course, I got my trusty Joyo travel amp with me. Looper pedal already plugged in. Acid is a slider, so I'm going to pull out my Seracotta slide, that I made using the FuseWorks craft kiln. I do have a tutorial on how to make these. Go search for it in my video catalog, guys. Free tutorial on YouTube. How to make these. It's fun, it's easy, but it's tedious. I ain't gonna lie, it is tedious, but it is fun and easy. It's kind of a folky track. It's a riff that I used for my rendition of Black is the Color of My True Love's Hair. If I can only warm up and play it a tempo, how about that? Man, these guys are not gonna leave me alone. Guys, I may have to relocate close to my fire pit so that I can burn some herbs to get these wasasas to leave. Renzi says, I still gotta buy an amp for my CBG. I only have my bass amp. The sound you hear on my recordings is putting a condenser mic in front of it. What amp do you suggest? Well, Renzi, I can only speak to the quality of the amps that I've used. A good guitar amp and a good CBG amp is the Roland Cube. Although the travel version isn't available anymore. They don't make them anymore. But if you're looking for a travel amp, I suggest the one that I'm using, which is the Joyo DC15S. Comes built in with EQ and different effects and a looper. And so I do have, I know this sounds awful, but I do have it linked in the video description box just in case you're interested. But if you're not looking for something off-grid, if you want something for your studio and live performances, I think that the Roland Cube, we have one by the way, it is a very crisp, clear amp. So I could speak to the quality of that amp. But again, if you're looking for a versatile travel amp, I got it linked in the video description. A lot of people are saying that the Joyo amps are the new Roland Minicube, and I can see why they say that. It is versatile. It is versatile, and it is reliable. It is reliable. I've taken this guy everywhere. Anyway, let's get this backing track going. Okay. With the Joyo, every time you turn it on, you have to kind of reset all the knobs so you get the power that it has working for you every time you turn it on. All right. Wow, these bugs are gonna make me relocate, guys. Okay, now let me try to record the loop. Here we go. Woo! All these bugs driving me crazy. I definitely need to invest in one of those bug zappers. If I'm gonna be out here off grid all the time, I need one of those solar or battery powered bug zappers. There we go. We can work with it. It's not perfect. It's not a perfect loop, but we can work with it. Now it's time to switch to leg fiddle. Putting away my slide. Does have a piezo pickup. Checking the position of my movable frets, make sure that they are where I need them to be. You know, I've never tried to play this with a slide. Let's see if that could be a thing. What do viola strings sound like with a slide? Too great with a slide. Let's play as it was intended to be played, with a bow. Okay. Okay. Put it back in. Okay. I like underhand bowing. So I'm gonna stick to that until somebody shows me a better way. She needs a little bit of reverb, I think. Reverb. She sounds beautiful with reverb. This is the most comfortable way to play her, in my opinion. Again, if there anyone in the replay that is a string player would like to give me some pointers, please do leave me some information in the comment section. Please, 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 I would appreciate that. Did I go out of tune? I feel like I'm a little flat. Could be the temperature fluctuations. Let me check my tuning, folks. This is supposed to be EA. All right. Oh, I'm flat. Problem. Okay, better. Oh, some beautiful dissonances there, especially with the reverb on this. All right, let's see how far I can get with the backing track I recorded on my acid slider. Taking it slow. Okay. Love the tone. Thank you, Renzi. I'm gonna try to keep the tone good by not being too ambitious with my melodic playing, okay? Really gonna focus on tone quality. after I improve the quality of these two notes here. Thank you, Rancy. Your encouragement is always appreciated. See, I overpress on my 12 gauge frets and I bend the notes upward and they sound sharp. I have to remind myself to get the notes that I want. I don't have to press hard near the frets at all. Can I do a fiddling pattern over this? I don't know. Let's give it a try. Not yet. Gonna give that another shot. Use the tip. Getting something going here. Just trying different things. Renzi says, it's a great build, great tone. Yeah, I can't wait till I actually can play it. Okay. You know, I think... Oh, excuse me. I do think that having a backing track did help me focus on intonation and tone. I hope you guys enjoyed this practice session. It seems like all of my off-grid sessions are about getting some more practice in. I really appreciate you guys being here during my practice sessions. What's going on the homestead, and I do have something special to share with you today. So I'm gonna switch to my superior back camera. You know, the first cigar box guitar that I bowed was my acid. You guys might remember that, I don't know. No one says you can't bow a cigar box guitar. I wish that I could bow these and use my slide. It does not work with a slide. I'll prove it to you. How did I get into CBG building? Well, Renzi, thank you for the question. I was just searching the web looking for cool projects that I could do with my students. Me and my students worked a lot with piezo pickups, and I happened to run into the cigar box guitar, and I'm like, OMG, one day I'm gonna build those. I'm gonna build one. And didn't get around to it until 2021 is when I built my first CBG. But coincidentally, after I discovered them, I found out that my cousin Ozzy had been building them for about a year, and he doesn't build them anymore. He built beautiful cigar box guitars and cigar box violins, like legit violins, not like my leg fiddle that has what do you call, an alternate design, an experimental design. He built real nice fiddles that any violin player could play. But yeah, that's how I got into it. It wasn't until we moved out here to this homestead. This place just has the right vibe for cigar box guitars. Wasn't designed for bowing, but you could still bow it. Now, but I want to prove to you that bowing does not work in conjunction with sliding. I wish it did. I'd be playing much better already if it did. Let me get it at the octave. Sort of, but not great. Let me see. So for bowing, you really do need fingering. You need fingered instruments, either fretted or non-fretted. But it unfortunately doesn't work with a slide. If it did, I'd be able to do a lot more with my leg fiddle if I could play it with a slide. But you can't. Guitar strings are bowable, but they don't give you the same tonal coherence and loudness as strings that were designed for a bowed instrument. Steel strings. I have a wound string there. And look how much louder are the viola strings, and more stable for bowing. If you go to my cigar box leg fiddle playlist, you'll see that the first strings I put on this guy were guitar strings, and I was able to make interesting sounds with them, but I wasn't getting stable pitches. I found that my violin strings were too short for my 16-inch scale length instrument, so I bought extra long viola strings for it. The extra large viola strings are expensive, but I was able to find a good deal for them on Amazon. Anyway, let's get the tour going. are you doing, my poochie poo? You want your dinner, don't you? Hey folks, this is my cat Joser, but I call him Chocho. Hey Chocho, how are you? What are you doing? I was looking for you earlier, Chocho, but you're probably making an appearance now because you want dinner. Yes. Don't worry, folks, I'll be giving him dinner very soon. He's gonna eat very soon, right, Chocho? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yeah, Julio, cat. Heart the cat. Alright, Chocho, you want to take a look at the Maypop with us? Or are you going to wait for me here? Hmm? Yeah? Yes. Okay. Hey, Black Hole Forge, welcome. Alright. Let's go. You gonna follow us, Chocho? Come on. Come on. I'm gonna take you to the Maypops in the raised beds. This weed cloth is amazing, by the way. It's really created a nice path here. Lawrence got it on Amazon. He installed it himself. And no grass or weeds have come up through it. We've dabbled with weed cloths that were expensive, by the way, at Lowe's. And they just didn't stand up to the grass and wild plants in the homestead. So I'll ask Lawrence what brand he uses, or what brand this is, what brand. So that's pretty cool. Alright, folks, so a lot of my wild passion vines are flowering, but as you can see, but some are fruiting as well. Behold, everyone, this is the fruit of Passiflora incarnata, or locally called Maypop. You can eat the fruit. It's one that is full size. This guy here has a full size fruit. Well, Black Hole Forge, I can't take any credit because I did. Well, Black Hole Forge, I can't take any credit because I did not plant these vines. These Maypop are wild. And since we've gotten, for a while we had things working in the raised beds, but then we got busy and couldn't maintain the beds. And then the wild stuff just took over and we let them, because this wild stuff, you can eat the leaves, this is like a lettuce, and you can eat the fruit. The fruit inside is like a pomegranate. Or if you're familiar with maracuya or Passiflora edulis, which is the commercial passion fruit. Julio says, you mentioned the guitar cigar box build. You said it had viola strings. It sounded familiar. I suppose good quality strings. Well, the Cigar Box, do a search on eBay. eBay seems to be the best place to get oversized viola strings for a good price. Also, interesting performance. I heard only those last 5 to 10 minutes. Oh, do watch the replay, Julio. I would really appreciate that. And let me know what you think in the comments. So, now, warning you, Julio, I don't know how to play. I'm learning to play the instrument. So, little bit of a disclaimer there. I'm not an expert player, not at all. Okay. So this is as big as the fruits are going to get, folks, and when they ripen, they don't change color. So I have to, when you pick it a little early, the little pods, the little pomegranate-like pods, the juice inside of them tastes like lemonade. They're sour. And if you let it ripen all the way, then it tastes like kind of a tropical banana juice. I like to pick them when they're still sour, because I love sour things. Open tunings helps a lot. Absolutely. Black Hole Forge. I agree with that 100%. And so I've got so many vines, folks, and not just in the beds. Passion fruit vines. Every single one has them, but the grass, they just on the other side of the fence where Chocho is. I have a big patch there where Chocho is walking through. Hey, Chocho. Don't worry, Pooh. I'm gonna give you dinner soon. Alrighty. And there are other large patches on the property. And so this year I'm going to be disciplined and harvest the fruit and make some excellent mead with them. The best mead I ever made, folks, was with a mixture of maypop fruit and I guess the regular passion fruit. My mom had a Passiflora edulis vine that just produced. They don't work up here. This was back when she lived in Miami. The yeast bready flavor to go away, but after a few months I got the best tasting mead I've ever made. So I hope to achieve that success again this year. Right, Chocho? Right, Chocho? Yes. Okay. Yeah. I see that elderberry soon, right? Yes, to make mead or red wine. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Line. It's raw. You can even see the yeast on it, which is good for you, by the way. It's not bad for you. Anyways, folks, just wanted to show you the first fruit on my Passiflora incarnata plant. I lost your video, but I'll catch you on the replay. Thank you, Black Hole Forge. No worries. Have fun making your mead. I absolutely will, and you'll get to see it. No worries. I will show you my mead when it's ready for drinking. All right, folks. I'm gonna say good night. Have a pleasant evening, and chaito.